It is my pleasure to welcome to the program Mr. Rich DiGiovanna. Rich has been with Remax forever. He's been a realtor for more than 30 years. Rich, you've got a team in Burke. You've helped more than 1,600 families move. You're a perennial Chairman's Club member. This is a very timely discussion, Rich. I will tell you that I had an agent texting me last night who will remain nameless, and she was asking if I was encouraging her to door knock like an encyclopedia salesperson. So I know you're going to cover today objections to door knocking, you know, the drunk monkey here, the problem that we have up here, but you have been uber successful with door knocking. I remember before the pandemic, you and I were chatting and you were frustrated that you were so busy you did not have time to door knock because you knew that you could build your pipeline. So you're going to get into all that today. It is great to see you. We're super lucky to have you on the show. Take it away.
Hey, thank you, Charlie. Hey, guys, I really appreciate you inviting me. I've had a lot of fun over the last 7 years. I've been door knocking. And one of the things I'm going to try to condense a 1 to 2 hour class down into 30 minutes or less. And hopefully, any questions that anyone has at the end, just you can bring them up anytime on the side, and I'll try to get to them as quickly as possible. So I'm going to zip through a bunch of slides. Love this slide by Henry Ford. This quote: "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're always right." And that is one of the most things with door knocking. And instead of door knocking, I think I'm more of this as a class of connecting. I personally think that, and I'm sure it's been proven, the strongest connections are face to face. You have the visual, you can hear the audio, and then you can you can smell and taste, I guess. But all your senses are involved when you're talking to somebody. It's still the most powerful tool that you have. The hardest thing about door knocking, just like going to the gym and working out, is just getting started. Guys, if I showed you the numbers, and I track everything with my door knocking, and I'll go over some of that here. I'll just give you brief numbers. If I knock on 20 doors, and this was pre-pandemic, I think the numbers would be a lot higher now as far as finding people home. But I can knock on any neighborhood, knock on 20 doors, talk to 10 people, get 7 to 9 email addresses and phone numbers, and out of that get one listing every single time I door knock. I've tracked it to where every time I door knock for 1 hour, I'm making $1,000 to $10,000 an hour. And I'll give you some ideas on how to do that and what's worked for me. Why door knock? Again, I can talk to more people in less time. Today, most people are not answering their phone unless they know who it's from. I know I'm one of those people. I will never answer my phone. Every once in a while I do, and then I get so disappointed that I'm talking to somebody that wants to try to sell me something, or trying to sell me insurance or my kids' education fund or something. I can't remember. They're all the same. Why is door knocking? Why does door knocking work? Well, it's worked ever since the days when people knocked on your doors trying to get you to change their religious beliefs. I figure if it worked for them, it can work for me. I love this quote out of the Bible, whether you're a biblical person or scriptural or spiritual person. For everyone who asks and keeps on asking receives, and for he who seeks and keeps on seeking finds, and to him who knocks and keeps on knocking, the door shall be open. So, hey, if the Bible says it, I'm sure there's some value in it. So what's the goal of door knocking? It's to connect. Our job as realtors is to connect. Simply put, that's it. I try to get information when I'm at the door. I'm very good at getting people's names and phone numbers and email addresses. Now, you got their names just from the tax records, and there's services out there you can get their phone numbers. But I get them when I'm at the door, and it's the most powerful connection you can make. So that's our job interview, is getting connections with people, getting their phone numbers and names, and then following up. Always send a handwritten note. That's the most powerful tool you can do after meeting them and connecting with them. How many of us have ever received a handwritten note in the last month? That's powerful, guys. If you're not sending handwritten notes, then you're making you're losing a lot of business. What I do now is I'll drop off candles, these simple candles. They cost like $5, and I'll drop them off to my clients, and they love these things. If you're not having client events, even now during COVID, I had to drive up, give my pies out on Thanksgiving, and you'll be amazed. People who just spent, bought $1 million home will show up for a $7 pie. Those are little things how you can connect with your clients. Understanding door knocking. This is probably one of those things that people get upset about. I looked up the definition of door knocking: to make a petition or request, ask for something desired, to plead for something. I love this one: to offer sex for money, offer participate in sexual activities. Well, I don't believe I do that, but the first two, I don't think I do that either. It's our job to connect with people. The folks I found to be some of the most desperate people that need our help are the ones that say no soliciting. I am probably the weakest person. If you show up at my door with Cub Scout or Girl Scout cookies, Cub Scout popcorn, wallpaper, or wrapping paper, I'm going to buy it because I value those people and their time that they spend coming to your door. I'm weak. I am like probably one of the weakest people out there. And I had a no soliciting sign on the outside of my door. I've made more money from some of these no soliciting signs. I think they're the weakest people out there. And I just go right into my door knocking script while I'm at the door, and as if it didn't happen, and I'll share with you what I do. I'll just knock on their door, and I say, hey, I really apologize. I knocked on your door. I saw your no soliciting sign. I didn't want to run. And then I go right into my script as if nothing happened. Hey, I'm Rich DiGiovanna. I'm always looking for more people that are thinking about buying and selling. I was just curious, ... Have you guys had any thoughts of making a move either now or in the near future? And the way I say things is really important when you're trying to connect with people, and we'll talk a little more about that a little later here. My goal is door knocking, make it just a personal connection. I don't think I'm soliciting, and I just apologize right up front. I apologize for knocking on the door. I didn't see the no soliciting sign. If I see it, I make it a point not to look at it again. But I try to be honest with them, say, hey, I really apologize. And then I just go right into my door knocking script. Don't let anything get in your way. I'm just going to zip through this real quick. The only things I carry when I'm door knocking, I carry just a leather folder. And in it, all I have is a flyer. And on the back, which is really important, is what's going on with the neighborhood values. And I can upload one of these. I mean, it's easily done on any program. And then I have a door knocking worksheet with that, which has taken me about 3 or 4 years to hone. And I just take all my notes on this. And this is one that I took. This is probably one of the last times I door knocked, back in February 2020. I have not been out door knocking because I've just been so busy. But my goal is to create a door knocking team. I think it's the most powerful connection. You can send great information out, and I'll share with you an experience. I never had a farm, and then about 7 years ago, I got a listing in a neighborhood. I door knocked the neighborhood. There was 500 homes. I actually talked to 150 people. Out of that, in the last 5 years, I've had about 30 sales from that farm. And I've door knocked and gotten back in there once or twice after that. People think you're a rock star after you get that many sales in a neighborhood. And I wouldn't have gotten half that business or less if I didn't make that personal connection from door knocking and meeting them. What to wear? I'm just going to zip through this. I learned a really valuable tool. One day I knew my numbers inside and out. I've knocked on literally over 10,000 doors, so I know my numbers. And when I go out for an hour, I'm planning on making $1,000 to $10,000 an hour. You wonder why? Gosh, why wouldn't we be doing more of that? Well, it's sort of like going to the gym. How come we don't go work out at the gym every day? It just feels great when you finish because you know you did something. You got a bunch of people who want your services. They love you. I use this door knocking script everywhere I go, on the phone. I just sold a home to the mailman, my local mailman. So use this script everywhere, and I'll give this script to Charlie so he can post it. You can use it everywhere. I've kind of fine-tuned it, and there's a lot of inflections, up inflections, down inflections. If you're not being coached, get coached. I get coached by Tom Ferry. Charlie's a coach. I completely believe in coaching. It's changed my life, and find the right coach. That's always good. Getting back to this story. So one day I was out door knocking. I was noticing my numbers were way, way down. I realized that I was wearing glasses that tinted. And when I realized that, next day I went out, same area. I went out and actually bought some glasses that don't tint. So that's something real important. If you are going to door knock, don't wear tinted glasses. You want to be able to see people right in the eye. I think you're more believable when you do that. I'm going to zip through a bunch of these slides. I'm going to try. Best time to go door knocking? Anytime. There's some times I wouldn't recommend, or Saturday mornings before 11 o'clock. Learned my lesson the hard way. Knocked on like 20 doors, talked to 0 people. Nobody even opened a door. I have been invited into people's homes and never knew these people during best times to go are when families are home. When it's snow on the ground, people are home. When there's an event, like I've door knocked in the summer during some of these horse racing events, I've literally been invited into their home to watch the race with people I never even knew. Those are great times. You want to knock when people are home. I made $10,000 commission just by doing one simple 5-minute door knock. Anytime you're putting directional signs, guys, if you have a team, you're making a big mistake if you're hiring one of your team members to do this. Do these yourself. Knock on the door. Get their permission. I promise you, you're probably the only realtor that's ever asked them for permission to put your sign writer on the corner. Even though you know it's not on their property, always get permission. So now I purposely look for the nicest house on the corner to put one of my signs, because it led to a $10,000 commission. And all I did was knock on the door and get permission. 3 months later, I had their house on the market. You can't fix what you don't track. I already shared with you my tracking device, and I can give Charlie this. I ask a lot of questions when I'm at the door. We'll do some role play. Charlie, I don't know if you can hear me, or if there's anyone online, we'll go through a role play.
I'm happy to do that with you.
Yeah, I would love to just do a quick role play with you. These are things, just, the more life experiences you have, if you're not a pet owner, figure out how to love pets. Your biggest in on any door knock is getting to know their pet and their pet's name. Oh, hey, that's a beautiful puppy you have. What's your puppy's name? Fluffy. When you go to send that handwritten note, hey, I really enjoyed you and Fluffy. That's money in the bank. And I go for quality of door knocks, not quantity. So if I can knock on one door for a half an hour and instead of knocking on 20 doors in 2 minutes, go for the quality door knocks, guys. Those people are ones that will end up into your database and helping you meet a bunch of other people in the neighborhood. Charlie, you'll relate to this. What's your BHAG? Your big, hairy, audacious goal. I'm just going to go through these business affirmations. I got a bunch of affirmations. I write a lot of quotes. Have a script and practice. I've been doing this business for over 35 years. I still got a couple different role play partners that I role play with. One gentleman I role play with twice a week for the last 5 years. Find somebody you can role play. Look, it's money in the bank when you can role play, and don't practice on your clients. Practice on your fellow realtors. Charlie can probably help you put people in place too for role play partners. Find your why. If you don't have a why, why are you doing this frickin' business? Because God, you guys know this business can suck. It can suck your life right out of you. I love this business. I love sharing this business. I love connecting with people. If you don't love what you do, you're in the wrong business. We got to love our clients. Show up with energy. One of the biggest things that will help you on the phone and in real life, knocking on doors, your energy level is everything. If you're passionate about something, people will see that. So here's some just closing thoughts, and then I'll do a role play or two with Charlie. And then Ask yourself, what are you going to do today that sets you apart from the crowd? If you're not door knocking, guys, I'm telling you, it's going to be a gold mine. When I get out and door knock, people are starving to talk to people. Get out into your farm. You've been sending them stuff for years. They have no idea who you are. Make sure your pictures are up to date, because you want to show up and look somewhat reasonable, to your pictures. But you'll be a rock star, and you will get more names and phone numbers and email addresses when you door knock the neighborhoods. It's not a fun thing, guys, getting out there. A lot of days it's not. It's freaking hot. You're tired, and after an hour or two, your energy level gets down. But you'll never change what you tolerate. This is a Joel Osteen quote. The pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity. The opportunity sees the optimist sees the opportunity in every situation. So this is another Zig Ziglar quote. This is something I took to the bank. Door knocking for me is my bank account in the future. I've gotten 3 listings already this year from door knocks I did 7 years ago, and all I did was stay in touch. But if you do today, for the next 3 to 5 years, do today what other people don't do, you'll be able to do the rest of your life what other people can't do. Set yourself apart, guys. Let me see how many more slides there are. God, I can't believe I zipped through this. Yeah, gosh, I went through everything. So Charlie, let's do a role play. And I'm happy to do it with anybody online. So I'm excited to do this. So always have a reason for door knocking, guys. You just sold a house. Those are the absolute best. And now more than ever, trying to get listings. Every time I've door knocked around a listing, I've gotten a listing. Every single time, without fail. I door knocked in a neighborhood that was heavily farmed by one of the top agents in the country, and I got 3 listings in the next year out of that neighborhood from door knocking for an hour and a half.
Right.
So I just sold a house. Knock, knock, knock.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Rich DiGiovanna. I'm a real estate broker with Remax, and we just sold your neighbor's house right up the street on 7 Cattail Court. And I'm always looking for more people that might be thinking about buying and selling. And I was just curious, have you guys had any thoughts of making a move either now or in the near future?
We're thinking about it. The kids are growing, and once they go off to college here in the next year or so, I think we're out of here.
Oh, beautiful. How many kids do you have?
2.
Oh, great. What school are they going to?
Robinson.
Oh, that is a great school. They got a great band. Any of your kids in band?
I've got one band nerd. Yeah, my son.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. My son was in band too. What instrument does he play?
Tuba.
Oh God, so that must be fun traveling around with big tuba.
Yes. That's why we have big cars, right?
Oh, that's great. So what time frame were you thinking about making this move? Sometime in the future.
Yeah, so they're both seniors. So as soon as they go off to college, we're kind of done with the Northern Virginia winters.
Beautiful. So would you say in a year or 2 or longer?
I think so. Yeah, probably within the next year.
Yeah, great. I take 1-year appointments. I take appointments up to 5 years. So I'd love to keep in touch with you.
Okay.
One of the things I do, I send out a market snapshot, and I promise you it's not junk mail. It's great information, what's going on in the neighborhood, and my clients absolutely love it. It's sent out by email every either 1 to 2 weeks or every 6 months. How often would you like to get it?
Oh, I think a couple times a month would be good.
Beautiful. And what's the best email for you?
charlesbengal@gmail.com.
Beautiful. And I promise again, I'm not going to spam you. It's great information. How long have you been here, Charlie?
Oh, probably 12 years now.
Oh God. So you're like an expert in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question? Like if I have a buyer that I'm working with and I just can't answer all their questions because I don't live in the neighborhood, I don't know who the babysitters are. There's a lot of questions. If I can't answer that, would you mind if I gave you a call and just said, hey, Charlie, I'm working with a buyer. Could you help this person? Would you be able to help me?
Yeah, I don't mind giving you.
Great. What's the best number for you?
571-221-1293.
Beautiful, beautiful. Hey, I am really excited to help you in the future and be your realtor of choice. Here's my business card, and here's some information about the property that we just sold.
Great, right? Thanks.
And hold on to this information. If there's anything, let me ask you too. Do you know anyone else that might be thinking about making a move, either anywhere in the near future?
Well, you know, George and Esther across the street, I think they're turning 118 this year.
Wow.
And you know, if you can wake them up from their nap, Rich, I think you ought to knock on their door because there may be an opportunity there.
Oh, I'd be happy to. Hey, I'm going to give you one of the extra cards here that I have.
Okay.
Make sure, let them know that I'd be happy to help them. And I promise you we'll take great care of them. We've helped over 1,600 families move in Northern Virginia. And we're really excited about being your realtor of choice.
That's awesome. Yeah. Hey, I appreciate you stopping by.
You're welcome. So,
okay. So that was brilliant. With the first part of your script, it was a long sentence by design.
Correct.
Presumably, so I can't interrupt.
So what's beautiful about this whole script is there's only one line you need to remember. I'm always looking for more people that are thinking about buying and selling, ... And I was just curious.
Mm-hmm.
You do that dog look, you know how dog look. I was just curious. Have you guys had any thoughts of making a movie either now, uptick, or in the near future? So I use that. I have perfected that script, and then I just shut the F up.
Yep.
And the hardest thing is realtors, we love to talk.
Yeah, the shutting up is the hardest part.
And love to talk. So in talking to 10,000 people, knocking on that many doors, I have learned to shut the F up, ask a question based on every answer. And I connect with people deep. I get to know their kids. You want to be Columbo. One of my slides was be Columbo. When you're walking up the door, look at the stickers on their car. Look at where they went to college. They have a military Semper Parata sign or something. Yeah. I walked in on a door that had the biggest no soliciting sign, but he had a big Marine flag. I knocked on the door. I said, "Hey, I apologize. I didn't see your no soliciting sign. There's no way you couldn't miss it. And I'm sorry, I didn't see it. So when I see it, I look the other way. I just go right to that door and start knocking. So, hey, I'm sorry I didn't see your no soliciting. Hey, thank you so much for your service in the military. I was also in the military. I was in the Coast Guard. What branch were you in? Oh, I was a Marine for 20 years.
Building rapport.
So all we're trying to do at the door is to connect. Ask question, listen. Base everything on all their answers. And that's the hardest thing we have in our business that I found. I role play all the time. If anybody in the office wants to role play sometime, I'm happy to just do that. I still do it 35 years into the business, and I still pick up things and I learn things. So if anybody wants to role play, let me know, charlesbingle@remax.net, or you can email education@rmxtalk.com, and we can set that up. I've got somebody that I coach, Rich, you'll appreciate this. He's been in the business for a long time, sold 1,000 homes. He was getting crushed on listing appointments. All his listing appointments were competitive. He gets a lot of leads from UpNest. If any of you have not looked into UpNest, look into UpNest. And he was losing, and he decided, we fixed the listing presentation, we fixed the marketing presentation. He role plays every single weekday, and now he has the confidence. He's 10 for 10 on his last listing appointments because he decided he was no longer going to practice on his clients. Absolutely. So there's one line that I use a lot that I got. I don't know where I got it from. It was a Nashville script, but I use this all the time. So Charlie, you came into my open house and you're working with another agent. So, hey, I'm Rich DiGiovanna. Welcome to the open house. We're always looking for more people that are thinking about buying and selling. I was just curious, blah, blah, blah. What brings you to the open house?
Oh, we're thinking about downsizing from the single family to a townhome. The kids are looking to, go off to college.
Oh, great. Are you working with any realtors?
Well, Redfin.
Okay, great. And that's a great company. Yeah. And it's great. They are off quite a bit on their estimates. They could be $50,000 off or not, but that's a great company to work with. Hey, if there was a financial benefit to using my services, would you still be committed to using Redfin, or would you want the best deal?
Oh, I'd be interested in learning about what you have to offer.
Beautiful. Great. Here's my contact information. Just sign into the guest registration and we'll be in touch, and we'll look forward to taking great care of you.
Awesome. Good. Okay.
So just learn the scripts. I mean, there's, we're never too old to learn, guys. So I'll leave you with a couple things.
Sure.
COVID has made a lot of people aware of our health. I'm in the best shape I've ever been in, guys. I'm 63 years old. I love what I do. I'm a competitive rower. Find something that will get you motivated, to get your butt in gear, get in good health. I'll leave you with one thought. Don't make the Titanic mistake. The Titanic sunk. It was supposed to be an unsinkable ship. It had 18 compartments. I believe it was 18 compartments. You could flood 4 of them. So when the ship went down, all the experts said, oh, it flooded 5 compartments or more. They thought the gash in the ship. When they went down with all the cameras, they found only 1 compartment was flooded. Only 1 gash in 1 compartment. And what they found is what happened in that 1 compartment affected all the other compartments. And that's how our lives are. We have our spirituality, we have our family, we have our health, and we have our business. And I look at those as compartments. You could have 5 or 6 compartments. I wrote this quote: when you're lacking in one, you're lacking in all. You have to have a balance. So get balanced. I think you'll find, get your energy. Guys, I've gotten listings just because my energy level was higher. It's exciting. Get pumped up. I listen to great pump up music when I work out, right before I go door knocking. Because guys, there's a lot of days I don't feel like doing it, but after I finish, it's just like going to the gym, man. Muscles are all pumped. I got that 5 to 10 people, new leads from my database. If you're farming and not meeting the people face to face, you're missing out. Just the best thing to do, take your dog for a walk. If you have a dog, that's killer. That's a killer intro. I mean, just do the door knocking script with your dog going around your neighborhood.
I like it. Hey, so would you mind sharing with us what your big why is?
I can tell you what it is. I've written this down. I say it every time I get out of the shower every morning. When I leave the shower in the morning, I turn it on the coldest setting. And here's my affirmation: have the option of walking away from my business by creating a business that can sustain itself without me being there. Everything I do is done to create a long-term sustainable business. I start by creating systems for each part of my business, and then I hire the right people for each system. I'm fierce, I'm focused, I'm determined, and I am unstoppable.
That's a hell of an affirmation. A couple questions from the group. How would you handle COVID now? Would you wear a mask when you door knock?
Oh, definitely wear a mask. Yep. And then say, when they open a door, you'll find most people go, take the freaking mask off.
Yeah.
Or they'll say, damn, where's your booties and your hazmat suit? I'm not getting anywhere near you. So that's the difference. So you knock on a door, first thing. So when I knock on a door, here's something real important too. I think cash register, cha-ching. So Charlie, just do a cha-ching and see what happens to your face.
Cha-ching.
Look at Charlie's face. Just automatically get, man. So I think, oh, money in the bank. When I hear them coming to the door, I freaking get giddy. I literally get so pumped up and giddy because I hear them coming to the door. So I go cha-ching, and there I am. I smile. I'll just sit there sometimes and smile for a minute and wait for them to say, hey, who are you? What are you doing here? So I wait for them, kind of try to do the first move. But I'm sorry, what was the question again?
Somebody's wondering if you can elaborate on your handout.
Oh, the handout's really, really simple. My son, who has 0 experience with graphics, he puts these together. I just put a picture of the house.
Okay.
Marketing Matters is kind of things that I'm happy to share with you. I'll send you a copy.
Okay, cool.
On the back, people hold on to these things. The house, what's going on with the neighborhood values. But I think, guys, I have not even had a minute to even think about door knocking. I'm trying to get my life back and just trying to, I think the summer is going to slow down. I'm seeing things slowing down just a little bit. Things staying on the longer, just a little bit. As a listing agent, I think I usually know a week or 2 after the market turns, when it turns. None of us knows when it is, but I think now's a gold mine to door knock. I would always wear a mask. On your mask, I don't have my mask with me, but I have a mask that I do advertising for my rowing club. So it's got my name, and then it's got the rowing club on there too. So, get one with your name on it, guys. At the least, get a Remax one. But I would avoid a Remax one, and I'll tell you why. People just don't want solicitors. They think of us as solicitors. I don't think of us. I think of us as giving people great advisors. You know, I don't know. I'm not a solicitor. I'm just sharing great information with them. And
Yeah, you know, if you're coming from contribution, it's not only a mind shift for you, right? But you know, it's helpful for them. Rich, it's always good to see you. You look great. Stay healthy and sane, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks again.
All right. Thanks for inviting me. Take care.
Take care.